How's it going, everybody? In this little live stream thing, I'm going to be making some poster designs, music posters, whatever you want to call them. And actually, today I'm deciding to do something probably with like a hardcore band or something like that. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Jesse Nyberg. I create poster designs and other types of graphic design stuff, either personal work as well as stuff for clients. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for this live stream thing. And I actually, wanted to call back to this series that I did called the Blues Legends Poster Design Series. Um, Whenever I have trouble coming up with concepts, I think it's really nice to have a series or some kind of theme to work on. That way, you're not reinventing the wheel every time you sit down in the program, right? So, I'm going to make a poster similar to in this vein, but it's not going to be for a blues artist this time or jazz or anything like that. It's probably going to be hardcore. Since I moved back to my hometown, I've been back with all my friends listening to hardcore and stuff a lot more lately. And for that reason, I think I'm going to do start with one for Knocked Loose, one of my favorite hardcore bands, and they're one of their first EPs called what's it called? Postal Service or something like that, or All My Friends. I have to check. But so to get started, I usually start in 16 by 20, not only because is that like a good dimension size for posters, but we live in a world where you want to post stuff online, and that tends to be the best for Instagram, basically 1080 by 1350. So let's just name this something like that. I usually leave all this stuff pretty similar. Nothing crazy. A lot of people ask me about my file setup. That's why I just wanted to, kind of go through that real quick. Let's see here. Now, same with along with the file setup, I feel like I get a lot of questions about grids and stuff like that. And I have a few like templates and things that I usually like to work off of, but I don't hold myself to it like religiously or anything. I'm pretty like, liberal with the grids and stuff, but I do like having them there at least for the initial kind of layout and guideline. Mm, so you go here to new guide layout, and I usually use either these presets I set up, 20 column or 32 column. Pretty good, for poster design, especially in these dimensions. And you can mess with them once you create them. I'll usually mess with the margins a little bit and either make them even more wide or thinner at the edge. And for this one, I'm kind of referencing stuff on my side monitor that I was looking to do. I think for this one, I'm gonna leave it around here, 100, maybe 120. Yeah, 120 pixels. And what's nice about this is it stays, locked in like that as long as you come up here and lock it. And then if I ever need any other guides, I'll usually bring them down like that with the ruler tool. So what is that? Oh, okay. Um, to start, I think I want some kind of like container image, maybe down to somewhere around here. I want this to be like big hero image. We'll have some type like overlaid and probably halftone this or something like that. And then also like more of a gridded out layout here on the bottom. I'm kind of going to be doing this based off like the album itself, not just the band. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right, the producer messing with the knock loose even. That's what's up. Uh, we're gonna do pop culture. That's what it's called. So I'll bring this over here real quick. Actually, they this like little EP is pretty dope, and I think I wanted to do something similar with the fence. Probably not the dog though, but to call to that a little bit. Let's see here. Where are my stuff? So I pulled a few images. I'll drop them in here for you guys to see. And I don't know which one, I'm gonna use, but something like this, and like uh a lot of these are just like, images from concerts and stuff. So depending if I was working with the actual artist, I'd be working with their photographer and getting the the right images and clearance and whatnot. But something like this I think could work because it has like high energy, and I'm going based off similar layout that I did for this Howling Wolf one. And I think, this is blues, but it looks like he could be screaming or whatever. So it has a similar vibe. And once I made this one, I knew I wanted to kind of mess with that similar layout for the Knock Loose one. And I think this one's a little dark, but I think this one might work the best just because it's already kind of cropped right and zoomed in, and it has some high energy. I think it'll be you could apply effects to this one well. I'm gonna change this to just blue or something random. Nothing that's gonna matter for the layout, but just to give me a little more like separation. And I kind of want it. I don't know if I want it to go super big and kind of crop the head off, or give me a little more room, like something like that. But it could be cool to have it kind of angle in like this, and then we can put some type over here as well. Let's see. And then, oh yeah, I saw they put in the chat before. Sam, thanks for that. You can check out my portfolio if you want to see the other blues posters that I was mentioning. So maybe something like that. And I want to have the title up in here somewhere. But I think I'm gonna get to that later. I think first I want to work on the layout a little bit more down here. I actually don't know how low I want to go with the grid layout. I think, let's see, that should work. So it's called, what was it called again? I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, pop culture. So I want pop culture on the side right here. I think I'm gonna do the name of the band right here. I need some info. Whenever I'm doing these layouts, the reason I do a lot of layouts of bands and things, like either for concept work or whatever, is because it gives you a lot of you need copy, like a lot of the work I do is typographically driven, and it's pretty frustrating sometimes coming up with copy. So it's nice to have song titles and things to go off of. Mm, I was trying to see who produced this because I'm gonna need that uh label. I don't know. I'll figure that out in a bit. I think it's something I don't know. I'll figure it out. If anyone wants to look that up for me, that'd be dope. What label was that? Was that on? Or if it was like self-produced. So now here, I don't know what kind of typeface I entirely want to use yet. I'm thinking something sans serif. I may even keep that this Neue Haas Grotesque, but I know they Knocked Loose does use a lot of these like super skinny sans serifs, but um I don't know if I want to completely go with like some similar stuff they already do or make it more my own. Mm, this fonts panel is being a little bit glitchy. I think that, let me see, make sure this is closed. I think I'm just going to go with this so I don't spend too much time looking through fonts. All right. And the kerning is pretty decent already. I think I'm going to go medium. If you use alt, alt and arrow keys, you can kind of manually kern stuff like that. Honestly, I like stuff like pretty tight and visually tense almost. But there's definitely a sweet spot. Sometimes you can overdo it. This needs to come in. It's funny, like sometimes you spend so much time just moving around the spaces between little letters and shit. Let's see. That should be pretty good. What's up, Paulina? Let's see here. I'm probably gonna create myself some other kind of guideline right here. What I like to do if I want to use new guides that don't align with my entire grid. Even though it's easy to drag them from the ruler, I use it like this because that way it's its own color. And I don't have to worry about them being different from the original one. Where is it? Oh, there we go. My bad. All right. Probably something like that. This needs to move up. I just noticed. Uh, Move that. I'm gonna apply some kind of effect to this too, but I'm just leaving it there for now. I like to get the general layout kind of cooking before I do the finishing touches of everything. Let's see. Now, where is I never figured out what. Let's see. I'll do featuring all my friends. I think is what I'll write for this next part. So I'm gonna copy this. Oops. And probably do about 16. That should work. And I like to just throw in like little things like this. Featuring, hit single, and we'll put that on light. And then we'll just drop it down like this. All my friends. And if you haven't heard this little tape, it's dope. I don't know if any of you guys are into hardcore or anything like that, but it's really raw and the breakdowns on all my friends go crazy. All right. And then this I usually like pretty tracked in. Something like that. And I actually want to have this be large to line up with this. Basically, I'll make that a little bigger and this smaller. So I'll use this red guide. That was my top piece. And then drop in another one just to measure this out a little bit. And this part's kind of boring, I know, but sometimes you got to do the stuff if you want it to look visually right at the end. It's all spelled right? Yeah. So we'll pop that like that. And then this will go over there. It's a little bit shorter than what I did with the other ones, but I do think it'll still work. I think we can increase this by a little bit. Something like that. Then we'll move that over. It's all right. I'm probably going to go back and forth on how I want this to look, but let's move that in a little bit more. Okay. And then we're going to do like a kind of center align other grid thing down here for some of the other stuff, like the track list. And there's only 5 tracks, so it's going to be a little bit different from one of the previous layouts I did. And I actually want this to full bleed. I forgot about that. So I'm just going to go like that. And now these guides are moving all over the place. Let's see what. Oh, yeah. It is a picture of a dog. Let's see. Might mess with the photo part now, so we can break up some of this more typography stuff. So a lot of times I use this thing called Inklab. There's also ways you can do this through the halftone panel and other ways of bit mapping and things, but this is a lot faster. And shout out Keezy from Black Market for creating this, because it's really dope extension or plugin, whatever you want to call it. I'll let that load up for a second. Let me just type in my information. I already get enough spam emails. I don't need to be dropping that on the live stream as well. All right. There's that. Once I'll let that load up. So, because I want to do like a halftone type thing, I'm not entirely sure. Because we're going to print this probably on some color paper too, like I did with one of the other ones. So I think letting it work like that. I probably want to apply a little bit of motion blur to this. Like give it some visual tension a little bit. And I can actually go in and the soft brush and mask out a little bit of the parts that I don't need fully blurred. Whoa. Oh yeah, and control colon, I think, guides hotkey on and off. We'll come in like something like that. Put that back in. I'm actually gonna group this and duplicate it and make it into a smart object. So that way this shape's just its own thing now. While I launch this up. I've never used this on a stream, so I'm sure I'll be fine. I don't know if it's gonna lag a little bit. This shit's pretty cool though. It allows you to do kind of like screen printing effects in a way. Where is so I won't bother you with the details on this since it's not like a thing that is just instantly installed in the computer. But I do want to use it. Did want to use it for this. So something like that. What's up, Gina? Shout out Gina. She makes some dope posters as well. So we'll load that in real quick. Should be good. I don't think it's going to crash or anything, but okay, cool. So you see like it kind of created this halftone like diffusion effect, and now I can go in and manipulate that a little bit. And I probably want it to just be the black layer. See, that's a little too much. I want it to actually be almost less legible or readable or whatever you want to call it. We'll pop that. Actually, we're going back to the type. I want the type on here first before I run that. Nah, actually, it's good. It's good. So let me just run that one more time. And if it's not perfect, we'll leave it for now. All right. That's pretty chill. I'll leave that for now. And I want to pop my other type. Oh, I forgot it. Oh yeah, so it resized the DPI. So I have to redo the guides real quick. But it shouldn't be nothing crazy. 60. Yeah, it's just half. I think it went to 150. All right. Now let's drop knocked loose. We want this on white. Like that. Now I'm trying to figure out if I want to slot this in like this and have it be super clean or stretch it out a little bit. So that looks weird. That's spelled right? I think so. Yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna pop it up like this and all caps it or something. So I kind of been liking this stretched out like Neue Haas-Grotesk or Arial look. We'll drop that in a little bit more. I'm gonna put a pin on that. I might go back to normal. Actually, what I'm gonna do is copy it and bring it back like this. That way I have my options. It's kind of dope lowercase, actually. All right, we'll leave that for now. So, yeah, James says to stretch it. Oh, I didn't notice that these, I think I applied I applied the effect to the whole thing. So these got a little wobbly, but that's fine for now. What I could do is just, throw a mask on this like this. Oops. We'll group it. Think, yeah, there we go. And then we'll knock that photo out. All right. What's up, Kevin? Let's see. Oh, these margins are all weird now too. Yeah, honestly, like this is half the shit I'm doing in the program, you know, like you mess something up, you have to go back and fix it. You move something around, you don't know where it went. So you're getting the real deal, not the edited quick seamless poster design process that you get on YouTube or whatever. All right. Now, since I only have a few since there's only 5 tracks, I think I'm gonna have to fill this space with something else a little bit. Character. I'm moving this over because I can't really see it that well on my screen. Side. I'm gonna do. There's only probably 2 sides, so I don't know how this is gonna work, but I might have to manipulate this layout a little bit. We'll do tracks, and then I think I'll drop something else on the other side. So this should be the same as this. It's 22. And I do want to drop this down. It's gonna be forgot where they're from. I need another little inspiration. Kentucky? Okay. I did not know that. Or we'll do let's see. I might pull up the Wikipedia. Yeah, Kentucky. So we could do pure noise. That might not be right exactly for the original tape, but laugh tracks. Let's do something like this. And these will be our little footer things. This was in 2014. Drop that right there. And then I think maybe if I pull it up on Discogs, I can get a better look at just a few more things. But it might be only a digital release anyway. I just want to see who produced the album, but I don't know why I can't seem to find that. I know it's just like a stupid concept thing, so it doesn't matter too much. The little nitty gritty details, but I usually like to get it right. First pressing. Little Heart Records. Okay. Oh, but Pure Noise re-released it. Okay. So I I can drop peer noise down here and then the other one up there. All right. And then we'll right align that. Right. Tracks, and then I think I'll do like a little description or something right there in the middle part. Oops. Trying to pull back up the chat. All right. Let's move this out of the way. What was it called? I got too many tabs open now. Little Heart Records presents. I'm gonna drop that on top. We're gonna drop that on top of the Knocked Loose one. I don't know if I kind of like it lowercase. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. This should be white. And what we're gonna do is probably drop this in here. Something like that. See, that fits in there like pretty good. Maybe even over here. Nah, it's better like that. I like tucking stuff into these little shapes that get created. Okay. That's that. Now we have tracks, and then I'll show you the other layout. For the other layout, I did something like this, right? I throw the two tracks like side A or two side A and side B, but that won't work for this due to the fact that there's only five songs on this. So what I think will work is if I do a track list like little area, but then also I don't know, description or some other kind of elements. So let's grab those real quick. So it is, where's the song titles? So here they are with the small victories. Or I don't know why that one's different from the. Here we go. I'll pull it from Spotify. It's more accurate. So we'll pop these in. Separate. Something like that. It's all spelled right. Okay. And then those will go to light and we'll track it in a bunch. Something 22, maybe. That should work. Maybe even a little more. What I'm going to do is duplicate this and align it for the track, what do you call it? Track lengths. Yeah, move this. It's in my way. 236. I'm so used to doing like some of these more little mundane tasks and editing them out and whatnot, but it is what it is. You gotta do some of that stuff to get to the final layout. I think that'll work, something like that, and we'll spread it out a little bit so it creates like a square panel shape, like that. And I can group this, and then I'll align this to the group so it's centered. Okay, now that's going to be one shape. And then I'll pop that over. Appreciate it, Jeff. Yeah, it's hard to know how long something's going to take in like an hour. And this is like a super simple layout, I feel like, relatively speaking. Even if I get to the other one, definitely not going to be able to finish it in time. But so let's see. Um so Millie asked, if you were to create this with one of your analog plus digital works, how would you decide which elements would be done analog? Honestly, that would probably just this is probably just going to come down to printing it since the all the positive space is going to be black. I was just going to print it on something like this, like some colored paper. That way when we scan it back in, we get some of that texture and it feels more like that old Xerox like punk flyer type thing that you would see a lot. And yeah, that's that. I'm not doing much like cutting or anything with this one. Uh, let's see. Maybe we could throw a little. We need some kind of paragraph or synopsis or whatever of the record. What could we do for that? Let me see this real quick. Um, or even of the band, I guess. That's cool. Um, let's take this. Something like this. This could work. I might edit it a little bit. And we want to actually keep that in this box. So something like that. Move that over. That's pretty almost on the spot that we need, or the length at least. We don't need any of this. Well, something like that. I'll pop in. Okay. And I don't want that hyphenated. Oh, we actually need one more line. Mm, comma. So this sometimes I'll use what's it called? Chat GPT for shit like this because there's some part I don't really like is like trying to come up with little copy and stuff. But all right. Um, that started it all. Bruised and bloody, knocked loose, opens with the pit with the brutal sound that falls between hardcore punk and metal. Um, something like that. I'm not here to write copy, so there's that. We'll move this away. So now, I don't know if that's gonna fit well in the layout overall compared to how I had one of these other ones, but we'll have to see. How can we remedy some of this? Tracks, I think. Maybe something like that. Camera in the corner fizzled. Is the camera all good? All right. My bad. Switch out the battery real quick. All right, cool. Um, yeah, let's see. I'm not sure if I want to have this like this after all. It's kind of a weird layout. Let's see. How can we switch this up? Could do, or I guess let me get it how I want it first. Let's do this here. Okay. Right. You know what? Trying to think how we could remedy. I think what will work to help fix this layout is that you may have to sacrifice the choice of album to help with this layout. I think we can do this. We got 12 here. And then we'll double this up. This should be right aligned. All right. Featuring stakes like fractures. You know, that's the beauty of this not being an actual client project is I can switch it on the fly like this. This one was pure noise, yeah. It's getting hot up in this room. All right, there's that. Now, I mean, we have to kind of be on the nose with it probably and print it on blue. Pop this to 2019. Now I kind of want something. I've always liked the different shade of blue style album art too that they did because it's kind of calling to the blue note style stuff. Um, 2019, produced by Will Putney. We'll do that. Something there. And we'll pop in our little description. Where can we get that? Oh, we don't even need that anymore, actually. Just gotta type in these quick track list. I wish I could do this faster somehow. My bad. Belleville. Why isn't it typing? That one's so long. We're gonna need to move this over. And I think we'll have 6 tracks on each. So we'll do that. Let me bring that chat back up. Where did it go? Oops. Yeah. No, yeah, Haas Grotesque is dope. Let's see. A Serpent's Touch. When I was doing the Blues Legends series the whole time, half half the design process was spent me trying to do research on these old blues artists and bands and stuff. That way I would have copy and things never to be kind of empty, or if I wanted to mess around with, different parts of the layout, I'd always have something to kind of fill in there. And it was also cool just to learn more about it. I tried to be pretty rigid with sticking to the original concept, but for the sake of this live stream, I wasn't trying to try to fit that round shape into a square hole the whole time. Let's see. Similarly to the reason I was messing with a layout that I've kind of done in the past, I was actually going to do, we had time, like a poster for this band called Scowl that I've really been liking. It's like a female front led kind of hardcore punk band. And I was going to do a similar layout to this Cragbin one, or this touch grass one that had like the glow kind of effects. But it's looking pretty tight for that anyway. But maybe we get started. Oh shit, my bad. And then let's see here. We just need to fix up these quick title times. I wish there was a way to do this automatically, but it is what it is. I guess I could make them up too. 305, 302, guided by the moon, or 302 again. Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or whatever, feel free to throw them in the chat. Doesn't even have to be super specifically related to this layout. Why did that one get all weird? I think it's just shorter. Yeah, dude, the Ravuo, however you say that, the glow effect is awesome when you print it out. It gets kind of all diffused and weird. Right. Stakes like fractures is 339. 242. Sorry, you're just watching me type in uh, time codes for a second. All right, there we go. All right, now that we got that shape kind of, I wish this wasn't so long, but it is what it is. Let's do that. So I think I want these shapes to be the same length. So I think line that up and then line it up. Canvas. There we go. And all I have to do is center this to that. Same with this one. Oh, that needs to get out of there. What the? That's weird. Who's this group? I don't know. Those got all moved around. I think that could go, right? Yeah. All right, that's good. And then we will move this to something like that. think I want them to be centered around that shape. So now we have all that together. We can center it. And then pop it in the middle right there. I think I want this to be even larger too, take up more space. So we'll throw that somewhere around there. Maybe even. I'm going to move this down some. This camera's covering my screen a little bit. Maybe like that. I'm going to have to reapply that. Where's my container shape? Readjust this layout a bit. Still will fit all right, I think. That could be blue. All right, that is probably fine. I'm liking that. Let's see what chat thinks too. Center align type. I was taught not to use it a lot, only use it for up to 5 lines of text. Honestly, Olive, I think that there is like a lot of rules that people enforce on design and stuff when you first start out, and that is with good intention to help guide you a little bit from doing anything that may be like too taboo or whatever or ugly. But I think as you grow, when you're a beginner, you don't know the rules and you're breaking them maybe out of ignorance or like just not knowing. And then I think after you do something for so long, you can kind of come back around to breaking them again, but with intention. Because once you know the rules, there, why or when you should break them. And I don't know. I try not to hold myself to a lot of the things that I was taught in school and stuff. I think I learned a lot of fundamentals, but it's up to you to kind of figure out what kind of design language and things you want to use and not really worry about these like hypothetical rules. I just had to redo this real quick. My bad. Every boss has had different rules. Yeah. You're never going to keep up with all the different stuff. I may even pop the yellow one in or the blue channel on black and then scale it back some. Something like that. Now I just need to turn back everything on and move this down. I know we're okay. Time is not on my side. I think we're looking decent though. Uh Turn that one off. Why is this not how I had it before? Let me go back. My bad. How Where's that shape? I guess I didn't have it in the that's why. I just gotta cut this off a little bit. I think it was about there. that? That's weird. Let me turn off this other knocked loose. I could delete that one now. I don't know why that's like that. Hold on. I want my file to be all crazy. What I'm gonna do here is just duplicate that, smart object it. I think it's just glitchy in that transparency. It won't matter. All right. I'll try to do this one quick. So let me save this real quick. Adobe. Okay. Now I'll show you something. I think, I use both a laser printer and a inkjet printer. But for stuff like this, where I'm only using black, I use laser printer because it conserves not only ink, but it's a lot cheaper that way. I mean, we're probably just going to print this on one of these blues. I feel like it's only right, even though it's kind of on the nose. Maybe even this one. And if it looks a little too dark for that, then we'll fix it. Literally give me 10 seconds. All right. And then that should be able to print right here. So I used to always just use like, you know, even for simple layouts like this, paper texture or whatever. And then, oh, that never connected. You start to realize that getting the actual printed texture within the actual like fibers of the paper and stuff is what really kind of helps catch its eye and everything, and really like get that look that you want, because people ask me like what textures I use and stuff, and it's usually that kind of process. And I don't know why this printer's moving so slow. Apologies on that. I probably should have connected it beforehand. Let's see here. I hear it going though. And then I scan it in with this flatbed scanner that I have, and that's usually where I finish off the projects. So you have it like this right now, right? I'll drop that into my Epson scanner. A lot of people ask me what it's called. It's the V39. It's just a flatbed scanner. I feel like the standalone ones work far superior to any of the ones that just come like connected to your printer. Hopefully, I didn't spell any of this wrong, because I didn't really I usually do a spell check before printing, but I have about a few minutes left before this. I have to wrap this up. And I usually, okay. Yeah, about a minute. So I'll just show you this real quick. Uh, where's that scan going? So once I get that scanned in, all I do is get it back up to my original layout. So, and see, it gets rotated a little bit from the scanner. I'll just lower the opacity to kind of see where it's going to go and get it back to my original area. Something like that. And I know I don't have time to show you guys all the super specifics, but I'll get it set up like that. And then I would literally just go into the camera raw filter and like bump down the blacks and the vibrance to bring back some of the texture and stuff. And then I would usually just export that out like for Instagram or whatever. And that would be most of the process, if not all of it, but give or take some extra steps and stuff that we either did or didn't do for sake of time. But I really think that the printing kind of style and everything does help wrap it all together. And it's nice to have that little finishing touch to help some of my work feel more cohesive and part of like a family of design language and stuff. But thank you all for joining, and I appreciate you guys chatting and asking some questions. And if you want to check out more of my stuff, there goes the battery again. I'll just say it. If you want to check out more of the stuff, feel free to follow me on Instagram and whatnot. And you can check out my portfolio. Someone linked it in the chat. And from there, you can find different poster designs and all that good stuff. So sorry about the camera stuff, but thank you. And I'll see you soon. Peace out.